Well, as a theme across our shows this week, we are looking at innovation in the education sector. Teaching Zulu and Mandarin together. Well, that's innovation. Leisel Algeo, who's the founder and administrator at the Sky School, has more insight on this. Zulu and Mandarin together. How?
So, not happening together, they're happening in separate streams currently, but essentially I have two little boys and I was looking for the languages that I wanted them to learn. And Mandarin obviously becoming such a distinct globalized language and a very specific skill set as well. And then Zulu because, I mean, children growing up in South Africa need to be connected to their roots as well.
So how old are your boys, for
My
example?
boys are 4 and 6 years old.
And they know English?
They know English, they speak Mandarin fluently, and they are sort of halfway there on Zulu as well.
So before we get on to how the school works,
Yes.
I'm interested to know how they became fluent so quickly. Have you lived in China? Where did they get practice?
No.
Yeah.
So essentially, I went on a journey of trying to find Mandarin for them first because I knew that would be the more difficult language. And we found an au pair that she trained to become my primary Montessori teacher, and while she was training she au paired my boys, and so through a process of au pairing and the school they've been exposed to Mandarin probably 20+ hours a week.
And how does the school work here? So what's the arrangement?
So basically it's a Montessori preschool, and the arrangement is that each child that comes in will go into a stream. So they'll either go into Mandarin English or a Zulu English stream. And in each of those classes there's an English teacher and a target language speaker. And the target language speaker will only speak that language to the child. So the child never associates another language with that teacher. And through that process they obviously just start realizing, well, we can't speak any other language to this person, and they start acclimatizing.
What's the theory on the age of the learner and the readiness and ability to absorb a new language? I mean, at what point does it start kind of slowing down your ability to learn?
So essentially little kids are statisticians. They take in their world and they go, well, this sound is relevant to me, so I'm going to tune into it, and if it's not, they switch off to it. Their brains literally stop forming neuron connections around it. And so before age of 6, if you look at a graph, it is literally the ability is right up here, and at age 6 it drops off steeply. So if you catch them before age 6, the ability to learn is just phenomenal.
This has implications. I mean, there's a great debate in South Africa about home language tuition until grade 3, grade 4, because kids go to school and they're learning in a language they don't know at that crucial early stage. What is your insight into how to sort that problem out?
Sure. So David, basically we've got this initial school, and next year we're piloting a more affordable model of schooling, and we're trying to tackle exactly that issue. So how do you create a space for children to learn in a language that they understand whilst they're learning English as well? And so if you look at studies in the United States around Spanish speakers, if they're put into an environment where they can learn their core concepts in their language and then learn English, both their academic and their English outcomes are better. And so really we're going to try to do it the other way around with the lower cost model next year, where we'd create an environment where firstly we'll start with Zulu as a language. Children can learn core concepts in Zulu but be supported to learn English as well.
The business of the school, how big is it? How far are you?
Yeah, so we're very much at the initial stage. So we've launched the one school, and the one school is now sustainable. Next year we launch an affordable model, and if that is successful, then we'll be launching 2 in the following year. And so on. So we're hoping to expand to about 50 in the next 10 years.
Well, that's Leisel Algeo, who is founder and administrator at Sky School on, amongst other things, teaching Mandarin and Zulu, and clearly very successful at it.